Good morning all of you. We were discussing the chapter integrals. In that one we completed indefinite integrals. And today we can start what is definite integrals. Here one integral is given like this, integral f of x dx. And for definite integral, it is denoted like this, integral from a to b f of x into dx. Okay. And what is a to b? That means that function f of x in a closed interval a, b. And what is f of x? F of x means when we are giving the value x in a function f, we will get f of x. F of x means the y value, isn't it? So f of x is the y value. Dx means a small, means a change in x. That means a very small quantity in x axis, the very small length in x axis. So actually f of x into dx means y into dx, means one quantity y, that means the height of this one strip, into dx is the width of that strip. I will show you how it is coming. Suppose this is the curve f of x and we are taking from a to b in the interval a to b. We are going to find from a to b f of x dx equal to what? Okay, so from a to b means from this point to this point, this much portion we are getting. And see, f of x means the height of this length, means this height. Suppose I am drawing one strip like this. See, one strip like this. This value, y value is f of x and dx means this small quantity. So we are getting a rectangular strip like this. So for this rectangular strip, this length is f of x and this length is dx. So f of x into dx means we are getting the area of this strip. Since it is a rectangle shape, area of this strip. So from a to b, if you are drawing many strips like this, from a to b f of x dx means actually area of this portion, area under the curve from a to b, isn't it? Then how can we find that value? You know, integration means a summation. So we are adding all the f of x dx from a to b. That is the meaning of integral a to b f of x dx. So we are getting area under this curve from where? From a to b, from the in the interval a to b. Okay. So we will get a new quantity, a numerical value. That's why we are calling it as a definite integral. And see, for finding this area, we need to add these all areas. So for that, I am drawing some strips like this. So many strips. Suppose I am making from a to b, dividing into n strips. Then what will be this length? Total length from this point to this point is b minus a. So from this one, from this point to b, from a to b, length is b minus a. Dividing into n equal portions means b minus a divided by n. We can take this is equal to some h. That means this length I took it as h. Okay. And what about this length? This is f of a. So for the first strip which I had drawn in this figure, for the first strip, its area is f of a into h. See, we are getting a rectangle. So this rectangle's area only I am writing f of a into h. And what about this point? Up to here the length is, this is the origin. Up to here the length is A and this length is H. So what about this point? This point is A plus H. 0 to this point length is A plus H. And what about this value? F of A plus H. Isn't it? A plus H, it's a corresponding point on the graph, that is F of A plus H. So for the second strip, what will be the area? Area is equal to length into breadth. What is length? Length is F of A plus H into its width is A plus width is H itself. See, for the second one, same width for all the strips, same width, like that we have divided. So this is H. So second rectangle's area we got it as F of A plus H into H. And what about third point? This point, see, from here to here A plus H plus H. So this point is A plus 2H. And what about this length? It is F of A plus 2H. So this area, which portion I am shading now, that rectangle's area we are getting it as F of A plus 2H into width is H plus etc. plus last point. See this one. What about this strip area? Length is, this point will be, see, B is the nth point. So this is N, see, A to B. First one is A plus H, then A plus 2H, etc. What will be this point? This is B, and this point will be A plus N minus 1 into H. So it is A plus N minus 1 into H. So this point is F of A plus N minus 1 into H. Correct now? So we can write that area is F of A plus N minus 1 into H into H. Width is H. Width means this length, H. Okay. So we are getting these areas sum. These all areas sum we are getting. See, when we are finding this areas, that means this value, is there any error occurred or any mistake occurred? What is our aim? We are going to find area under this curve. For finding area under this curve, if we are adding these all strips areas, will that be okay? Not okay. See, some portions are missed. See, here one portion is not shaded, here one portion is not shaded. Under the curve, some portion is not included in this sum. So how can we rectify that error? Now we divided n divisions. Suppose that n equal to 100, we are getting 100 divisions. Suppose that n equal to 1000, we are dividing into 1000 divisions. What will be the change when we are taking n equal to 100 or n equal to 1000? When we are dividing into more pieces, what will happen? See, the strips will be like this. First strip, second strip. So there will not be this much gap, isn't it? To avoid this much gap, what we need to take? We need to take n tends to infinity. When n tends to infinity, so for this sum, limit n tends to infinity. If n tends to infinity, what will happen? B minus a by infinity tends to 0. So we can write limit h tends to 0, h tends to 0 or n tends to infinity. Here we used h, that's why writing h tends to 0. This sum will give the area under this curve. That means integral a to b f of x. So for finding integral a to b f of x into dx, what we need to do? We need to find this sum. This sum. Limit h tends to 0, f of a into h plus f of a plus h into h plus f of a plus 2h into h plus etc. plus f of a plus n minus 1 into h into h. Okay. So this is the definite integral a to b f of x dx. We wrote as a limit of sum. So this is the expression integral a to b f of x dx, representing or writing limit of a sum. Okay. Then we can do one problem. integral 0 to 2x square dx. So what is a? When we are comparing with the integral a to b f of x into dx, we can write a equal to 0, b equal to 2, and what is h? H equal to b minus a by n. So it is equal to 2 minus 0 by n, that is 2 by n. So we need to find this value integral 0 to 2x square dx as limit of sum. We can write limit h tends to 0. What we need to write actually? See, integral a to b f of x into dx is equal to limit h tends to 0 f of a into h plus f of a plus h into h plus etc. plus last f of a plus n minus 1 into h into h. Okay, this sum. Now we studied this one, integral a to b f of x dx equal to limit h tends to 0, this sum. So we are going to find the value integral 0 to 2x square dx. So writing, so we need to know what is h, what is a, what is b. So for that, limit h tends to 0, f of a. What is f of a? F of a means f of 0. So here what is f of x? F of x equal to x square is given. So f of 0 equal to 0. So first 0 into h, 0 plus next one f of a plus h. F of a plus h means f of 0 plus h. So we are getting f of h, that is h square into h plus next one f of a plus 2h. A is 0. So how it will become f of a plus 2h. F of 0 plus 2h. So f of 2h. F of 2h means 2h square. F of x is x square. That's why f of 2h is 2h square. Okay. So 2h whole square into h plus etc. Last one f of a plus n minus 1 into h. So 0 plus n minus 1 into h. So n minus 1 into h whole square. N minus 1 into h whole square into h. Okay. Then it is equal to. From here, limit h tends to 0. This is h cube plus 4h cube plus etc. plus n minus 1 whole square into h cube. Okay. Then it is equal to. We can take h cube outside. So it will come limit h tends to 0 h cube into 1 plus 4 means 2 square. Actually I am writing that itself, 2 square. So next we can write as 3 square plus etc. plus n minus 1 whole square. Clear? So we can give h equal to 2 by n. So we are writing limit n tends to infinity h 2 by n whole cube into what is 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus etc. You know 1 square plus 2 square plus etc. plus n square equal to n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6. Sum of squares of first n natural number. So here instead of n we have n minus 1. So instead of n give n minus 1, n minus 1 into n plus 1. So n minus 1 plus 1. So we will get n into 2n plus 1. So instead of n we will give n minus 1. So 2n minus 2 plus 1. So we will get 2n minus 1 by 6. Okay. So, limit n tends to infinity 8 by n cube into or n into n minus 1 into 2n minus 1 by 6. We can cancel one n common factor. Okay. So, it will come limit n tends to infinity 8 into, expand the bracket, n into 2n, 2n square minus n minus 2n minus 3n plus 1 into 1, 1 divided by 6n square. Okay. Then we can multiply by 8 to remove the bracket on the numerator and divide separately. We will get limit n tends to infinity 8 into 2n square 16n square by 6n square minus 24n by 6n square plus 8 by 6n square. Then in the next step we can see n square common factor we can cancel. Then in the next step we can give n tends limit we can give. So it will come 16 by 6 minus 24n by 6n square, 1n we can cancel but a denominator n. So, as n tends to infinity this quantity will be tends to 0, and here also 8 by 6n square, as n tends to infinity that quantity also tends to 0. So, we are getting finally 16 by 6, in short form it is 8 by 3. So, 8 by 3 is the integral 0 to 2 x square dx. Okay. And also, and the same problem 0 to 2, 1 minute, x square dx we can write as 8 by 3, we got the value 8 by 3. And the same thing we can do in another way without writing these many steps. See, for the function integral f of x dx, if integral f of x dx is equal to capital letter f of x plus c, means this function, a new function. So, if integral of f of x dx equal to this f of x plus c, then integral a to b f of x dx equal to f of b minus f of a. This is fundamental theorem in integrals. So, what we need to do to get this value? First we need to find the integral value, then give upper limit for the function minus lower limit for the function. So, for this question, integral 0 to 2 x square dx. What is integral x square? Integral x square is x cube by 3. Then we need to give upper limit for this function, then minus lower limit. That means we can write like this from 0 to 2. What I did? Integral 0 to 2 x square dx. Just integrate the given function, then give lower limit and upper limit. I didn't give now, I just wrote only 0 to 2. Okay. Then how we will give this one? For this function, f of b means in that function, that means in the integral answer, in that function we need to substitute upper limit, that value minus substitute lower limit, give the value for that function. So, upper limit is 2, so we can write 2 cube by 3 minus lower limit is 0, 0 cube by 3, that means 0. So, we are getting it as 2 cube is 8 by 3, see. We got the answer 8 by 3. So, this is by using writing as limit of sum. This is by using fundamental theorem we just brought the answer. Got it? Just integrate, then give upper limit minus lower limit. So, this is fundamental theorem. Okay, then we can do some more problems. See. For finding definite integral as limit of sum is deleted from our portion this year. So, that the question will not ask to apply limit of sum. So we can apply a fundamental theorem directly, we can find the value. So we can do some problems. Here it's given integral minus 1 to 2 x plus 1 dx. For calculating this integral, what we need to do? We need to integrate the given function. So its integral is x square by 2 plus x, and we need to give the limit from minus 1 to 2. So directly you can integrate and give the upper limit and lower limit. So we need to give the upper limit. Upper limit is 2. So for x give 2 square by 2 plus 2 minus give lower limit. Lower limit is minus 1. So minus 1 square by 2 plus minus 1. Then calculate this value. So 1 2 we can cancel, 2 plus 2 4 minus this is 1 by 2 minus 1. 4 minus 1 by 2 plus 1. So we are getting 5 minus 1 by 2, that is 4 1 by 2. Okay. Then we can do another one question. Integral 2 to 3 1 by x dx. What is integral 1 by x? Log x. So we can write it as equal to log x from 2 to 3. Okay. Then give upper limit minus lower limit. So we are getting log 3 minus log 2. So it is equal to log a minus log b is log a by b. So log 3 by 2. Okay. So here no need to write the constant of integration. Suppose you are writing constant of integration. What will happen? Let us check. If you are writing constant of integration for this function. See, log x plus c is the integral from 2 to 3. When we are giving the value log 3 plus c upper limit minus lower limit log 2 plus c. So in the next step it will come log 3 plus c minus log 2 minus c. C plus c and minus c cancelled. So we are getting log 3 minus log 2. So no need to write constant of integration. If you are writing itself, it will cancel. Okay, when we are giving upper limit then minus lower limit, that time the constant of integration will be cancelled. So no need to write constant of integration while writing integral for definite integrals. Then another one, integral 0 to pi by 4 sin 2x dx. So it is equal to integral sin 2x dx is minus cos 2x by 2 from 0 to pi by 4. Then give the value, it's equal to minus 1 by 2 I am writing outside, then cos 2 pi by 4, that is cos pi by 2 minus cos 2 into 0 cos 0. What is cos pi by 2? 1 by 2 into cos pi by 2 0. So 0 minus 1 minus 1. So we are getting the answer 1 by 2. Okay. So its answer is 1 by 2. Clear? So like this means 9th exercise from our textbook you need to do today. Okay. Just integrate, give upper limit minus lower limit. Clear? So that much only for today. Thank you.